for the acquisitions of knowledge. This process continued for the next 6 weeks. I understood the principle and finally got the capability for designing a ducted contra-rotating propeller. Professor Dhaman told me that I was ready for developing the propeller for a hovercraft configuration. This was the time I realized that Professor Satish Dhawan was not only a teacher but also a fantastic development engineer of aeronautical systems. Later, during the critical phases of contra-rotating propeller system testing, Professor Dhawan was with me and helped in finding solution to the problems. After reaching the smooth test phase, the propeller went through 50 hours of continuous testing. Professor Satish Dhawan witnessed the test himself and congratulated me. That was a great day for me when I saw the propeller designed by my team performing to the mission requirement in the hovercraft. However, at that time, I did not realize that Professor Satish Dhawan would become chairman ISRO and that I would get the opportunity to work with him as a project director in the development of satellite launch vehicle SLV-3 for injecting the Rohini satellite into the orbit. There was a first time in my career it gave me the confidence to deal with many complex aerospace systems in future. The hovercraft could fly just above the ground level carrying two passengers. I was the first pilot for this hovercraft and I could control and maneuver the vehicle in any direction. Above all, I learned that in a project problems would always crop up. We should not allow problems to be our masters, but we should defeat the problems. Then success will sparkle. In order to achieve great aims, one needs to work relentlessly towards the goal. Constant effort with application of proper knowledge can help overcome difficulties and scale steep heights. I was fortunate to come under the mentorship of Professor Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. Brahm Prakash, and Professor Satish Dhawan. In 1973, I was entrusted with a major national project of developing the first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3. I was able to achieve the project in 7 years with a great team. None of us knew totally about SLV-3 or its subsystems. We learned, dreamed, experimented, failed, recovered, and succeeded. Everybody was innovative. Everybody questioned everybody else. Each one enjoyed the success of others. My team members were all good, energetic, and tough guys. I had a difficult but pleasant duty to manage these great guys. Even now, I release this experience. They all grew to take up major responsibilities in ISRO. When you set upon difficult missions, it will bring difficult challenges which may sometimes produce temporary setbacks. The test of a human being is in accepting the failure and to keep trying until he or she succeeds. Managing failures is a quality which is the essence of leadership. Let me now tell you an experience in this regard from my professional life. When I think of Professor Satish Dhawan, many incidents come to my mind. I would like to share with you again one important incident which is a valuable lesson to the younger generation. I was the project director of the first experimental launch of SLV-3. On 10th August 1979, the vehicle took off beautifully at T0 and the first stage gave predicted performance. The second stage was initiated, but within a few seconds we witnessed the vehicle in a trembling motion and we lost the flight to the Bay of Bengal. It was 8 a.m. in the morning and the whole team is split of working all day and night for several days. Got busy in collecting the data and trying to establish the reason for the flight failure. Meanwhile, I was called by Professor Satish Dhawan to attend a press conference. Before the press conference, he told me that he was going to handle the situation and I should be present with many of the senior scientists and technologists. The press conference room was overflowing with media persons. There was gloom. Many questions were posed, some very powerful, thoughtful, and also criticism. There, Professor Satish Dhawan announced, "Friends, today we had the experimental launch of SLV-3 to put the Rohini satellite in the orbit. It was a partial success. It is our first mission of providing multiple technologies in a launch vehicle. We have proved many technologies in this launch, but still we have to prove some more. We have trembled but not fallen flat. Above all, I realize my team members have to be given all the technological support for the next mission to succeed." Subsequently, a failure analysis board established the cause and we proceeded with the preparation for the second launch. The second mission of SLV took place on 18th July 1980. It was 6:30 in the morning. The whole nation's attention was trained on SHAR launch complex in Sriharikota, now named after Professor Satish Dhawan as a great tribute to him. The mission teams was busy during the countdown, carefully watching the flight sequence. At T0, the vehicle took off and we witnessed a textbook trajectory. After nearly 600 seconds of the flight, I realized every stage had given the required velocity, including the fourth stage. I made an announcement, mission director calling all stations. The SLV-3 has given the required velocity and right altitude to put Rohini satellite in the orbit. Our downrange stations and global stations will get the orbit of the satellite within an hour. There was thunderous applause for all the stations and from the visitors gallery. The most important thing happened then. Professor Satish Dhawan asked me to handle the press conference with our team members.